So today we are going to be doing a poster design for Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, and if you need the PSD, the Photoshop file for this design, make sure you check the link in the description. For just $5, you can pay with PayPal or cryptocurrency. That's Bitcoin, USDT. You can pay with any of those. So now we are going to go ahead and bring in our first picture. Our first picture of Kevin De Bruyne. He's my star player of Manchester City. So now I'm just going to shrink down the image, like make it smaller a bit and just keep adjusting till it actually kind of fits. Now that's fine for now. We'll do more adjustments as we go up with the design. Like I said, if you need the PSD, the Photoshop document, just check the link in the description for just $5. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 3D text. I have this 3D text, yeah, like this 3D text PSD files as well. So I'm just going to edit it and put Kevin's name right there so I can later use it. Blues, I'm going to change it to Kevin. You see that triangle on the font means I don't have that font, so I'm just going to replace it with something that kind of similar. Definitely not this. Definitely not this. This is actually one of the toughest parts, but I think this one's really simple. Okay, I'll go luckiest guy. If you don't have that font, you might just go with something else. I think this one was a custom font I installed, yeah. So everything is done. I'm just going to click on that tick on the top right after changing the name. Most other tutorials, you will see them, people like the tutors will just bring in the 3D text and you won't really know how they got them. I got this one from a PSD, like a text effect done that was already done, so I just edit it. Now that it's done, I'm going to remove the background and stuff because I don't really want all of those things. I need just the 3D texts. So you just locate them from your layers tab, which one is the background, which one is the shadows. You want to keep the shadows, you definitely take away all the text by just hiding them. So yeah, now as you can see, I've actually hidden all of them. Export the file. The PSD I've prepared for this at the end is just readily available for you to just edit. You can always pay with crypto or PayPal if you want. Or if you don't want to purchase, then you can just watch this video side by side and try to do what I do. So now I'm going to bring in the picture of Kevin De Bruyne that I exported. Place it there nice and slow. I'm just going to drag it and drop it where I think it's actually fit for the design. I've not actually drawn something on paper like I always do, so I'm just like randomly creating this one, yeah. I just created a layer mask right there so I can erase. Make sure you select Kevin De Bruyne and the color of your brush is set to black. Okay, very important. Just likely use my brush and brush on our layer mask. Very important too. Now one thing I want to do is I want Kevin De Bruyne's, is it right or left? I want his left hand to be over the Kevin 3D text. So what I just did is I duplicated that layer. You see, I duplicated the layer and deleted that existing mask, created a new one, and I'm just going to erase. I just duplicated the existing Kevin De Bruyne layer I had, deleted that mask I created in the first one, and I'm doing a new mask because I want to keep Kevin De Bruyne's hand in front of and every other thing in the back. Just erase. Make sure your brush color is set to black, yeah. Now for that hand of his, I actually want the hand to be in front of Kevin as well, while his shirt and dress stays at the back. reduce my brush size so I can just try and see if I can erase closer to his hand without wiping it off. But it's not really working, it's not seamless. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of use the selection tool here. Go ahead and select the hand. When you select the hand, you have to duplicate the layer. All I'm just trying to do is I want his hand to be ahead of. Now there's a little bit of inconsistency, something I'm doing wrong. If you look at the hand, yeah, that's his dress is still in front of it. Something was wrong. Oh yeah, I didn't select his hand, I selected the mask instead. I had to select the picture of Kevin De Bruyne. Now when you select, you press Ctrl J on your keyboard to duplicate it. Now I can just wipe the layer beneath it nice and slow. Notice I have two masks of Kevin De Bruyne and then just one with his hand that I cut out. I selected the hand and cut it out. So I'm bringing it forward. Now our next picture of Kevin. I'll also leave a link in the description for you to download this football renders. Yeah, I just want to place it where it actually looks really good for me. Scale it. You can scale it to whatever you want. It must not be exactly what I'm doing. You can try to be a little bit more innovative than I am. And if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications as well. So I brought in this new picture, a background actually, and I don't like that plant. I call it, it's like a coconut tree leaf or something like that. So I'm just going to use my brush and create a mask, erase it. To create your mask, in your layers tab at the bottom of it, to the right of your FX, you have your mask here. That's how you create a mask. Then you choose your brush, you set it to black so you can erase, set it to white if you want to keep what is on the image. Now I brought in another picture of the Etihad Stadium. Yeah, place it a little bit to the left. This one is going to have a really low opacity, but you see that as we go ahead, just kind of create another mask. Brush lightly on the edges so that it looks kind of subtle. I don't need that sharp, those sharp edges. So it kind of looks like it's just placed now. At the end, we are still going to blend this. You see, I switched to white so that I can fill back the places that I wiped off. I'm just trying to like position it to where it's fine. Even that floor, the beach ground, I don't really like it as much. As I said, I don't have something written or drawn, so I'm just creating and going wherever it takes me. So yeah, still working on the background. I've just brought in this blue texture background and I'm just going to adjust the blending mode. Oh, let's go to linear dodge and see. Oops, I'm looking for actually a blending mode that kind of looks good. Luminosity. Nah, let's have a different one. So yeah, I think we'll stick with the multiply here. Bringing in another picture of this background. Scale it up. All your pictures, you're bringing them behind the Kevin 3D text and the football renders of Kevin De Bruyne. Just bring down that opacity a little bit. As you can see, our football pitch to the left is still showing, but it's faint. Yeah, that's actually the idea. That's why I'm turning down the opacity. So it won't just be like we are working in the football pitch in vain. No. Now I'm bringing in another picture of the wet floor. I want Kevin De Bruyne to kind of stand on that floor. So I just brought it in. It's wet, it's water. because I'm going to bring in a ship. Of course, it's Etihad. Now I'm going to create a mask. Notice I click there for my mask, and the color is set to black. I choose my brush and just wipe over the places that I don't want. I only want to keep the water. It's nice and small. And make sure when you bring in your pictures, you actually increase the texture. You can use camera raw filter to do that one, or Topaz Labs if you have it, or Lumina Neo. Those are plugins. Yeah, better still just use camera raw filter and add the texture. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to create like random colors, so I can change and see which one is best. Definitely not. Just keep changing. I want something that blends with the orange, but wow, this looks kind of cool. Is that this one kind of blends seamlessly with the background we have. All right, just kind of adjust the position of it a little bit. Now there's still some thing I need to wipe, like part of the image to the right. So I click back on my mask, select my brush and wipe that off. Now I'm going to bring in the ship. A pirate ship. Actually, when you look at the Manchester City logo, you see a ship on it, like they're sailors. So that's why I thought of bringing in a ship. Just kind of positioning it to a point where I actually really like, to where it fits. And I'm going to take it to the right. Meanwhile, what I'm trying to do now is select the ship. It has a white background. I'm trying to get rid of. Seeing as the other steps were not working, I'll just use my background eraser tool and everything, set it to contiguous above the tolerance to about 50%, and just click. I think that does the work for me. Then I can just click on where I don't want, what color I don't want to show, and it will just do the work for me. That's an easy way to remove the background in these kind of cases, and that was just going to do the job. So I didn't need some really advanced technique. You just keep doing that. If you want to use a ship, okay, you can just download a ship from somewhere. But I generated this ship with Adobe Firefly, the AI. The ship is AI generated. Yeah. Either way, you can still get a picture of the ship with the already removed background from the Photoshop documents. Link is in bio. When you make payment to the Photoshop document, you receive the download link in your email instantly upon confirmation, crypto or paper. So now I just position my ship, and you see there's an Adobe Firefly logo at the bottom. I'm just going to wipe that out of the ship because I use their AI to generate it. I want to do like some sort of seamless blending here, so I wipe the part of the water that I don't want, and it's kind of bluish, like from sea water to rainwater. Oh, we are going to work on that at the end. Notice I'm doing a lot of masking. Here. Now that that is done, I think my main focus now is going to be changing that flag to a Manchester City flag. This one looks kind of really flat, like it's not wavy. But then let's see how it looks. I'm just scaling it and I'm going to rotate. Like to rotate, you just hold your cursor like around the shape. The cursor changes and you can just drag it and rotate it. I want to select, so I'm using my selection tool. Yeah, I use the quick selection tool. Make sure it's on the plus and just select that map. Select the flag, sorry. Oops, I didn't go according to plan. When you select the objects you don't want, you can just switch it to minus at the top left of your screen and you can So it's all about selecting the flag. The thing is, the flag is not just plain. A lot of objects in it, and Photoshop finds it difficult. So when you select places you don't need, you just use the minus and you remove the selections you don't need, as I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is duplicate that flag by pressing Ctrl J. As you can see, I just duplicated the flag. Like, I selected the flag and then I cut it out in a new layer. I bring my own flag, scale it to kind of fit. Then I'm going to hold out. When you hold out, you see your cursor changes and you click just above that line that separates the layers. Then I'm going to adjust my blending options to which fits. What I finally did was, the other flag wasn't really looking good, so I downloaded a new flag that has some kind of curly waves and I used it here. Now I'm just adjusting the hue and saturation of the ship. I brought in a new hue and saturation layer over the ship and I made sure it's clipped only to the ship. Adjust my blending options as well, just reduce it a bit so that the effect is not too much. Yeah, just keep adjusting, and I'm not so pleased with it, so I just cancelled it and I instead reduced the fill. I'm just doing things like to see which one actually looks good. I don't want that hue and saturation to be all over the ship, so I clicked on that mask and I inverted it, as you saw. So I clicked here, I inverted it. Now I'm just going to brush over the places I want it to be. Okay, you need to make sure your color is set to white and you're on the mask to be able to brush. After this, I think we're going to see that there's still some blue sea water. Reduce the fill so that it's not bluish. Now for a foot shadow. Now I'm not going to bring in a foot shadow, I'm bringing in a water ripple. I'm going to place it beneath Kevin De Bruyne's right foot. Is that his right? Yeah, it is right foot. You hold shift and you take it down so that you're actually reducing just one edge. You hold shift to do that. I think that's fine. I'm just going to adjust the blending so that it kind of blends with the water. You see how everything is just kind of falling into place. As you can see, I'm organizing my work into folders. It's good to put like pictures of Kevin, I put them in a folder. Yeah. My background, I put them in the same folder and stuff. I just duplicated the repo. And I'm placing it under his other foot. Ctrl J to duplicate anything else, duplicate in Photoshop. And now we are approaching the end of this tutorial. If you really like the video, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and if you need the Photoshop document, you can make your purchase of just $5 via crypto or PayPal. The link is in the description below. When you make payment, you receive a link to download in your mail. Thank you.